Ms. Rajavi, dear prisoners, dear unfree inhabitants of Camp Liberty, we are by your side. We are thinking of all those in Iran, women and men alike, but what is very important, we have listened to a speech by a human rights activist. She has been fighting since 1972 for human rights in Iran and worldwide. This is a great encouragement. Quite often she is despised and cut out not only in Iran, but also outside of Iran as an authoritarian personality. You have listened to her, and I hope that this idea that she is an authoritarian personality has been thrown away, as the Secret Service of Iran has depicted her. No, on the contrary, she is a fighter for freedom, peace, and human rights all around the globe. Our thanks are extended to you, dear Ms. Rajavi. Now, what is the point today? It is about us too in Berlin. We must deploy our commitment to fighting injustice in Camp Liberty in the Middle East and especially in Iran. We must increase our fight, our commitment, rather than asking ourselves whether this is the right thing to do, what we are doing here. No, it's more than opportune. It is the tenet of the day. It is a responsibility. Whoever remains silent becomes also responsible for the injustice that is going on. We are responsible not only for women's rights, but for human rights of all human beings all around the world that are endangered everywhere. And it is exactly this situation in the history of the world that brings it home to us. There is no time to wait. There is no way for appeasement. No, everybody must muster their forces to fight for the freedom that we enjoy in this country. I extend my thanks to the German delegation. I thank all those who have contributed to organizing this event, that we can come together here right at the center of Europe in Berlin. And so many important things have been said already. What is close to my heart today is that we must realize that human rights and the violation of human rights must never be accompanied by our silence. That would be a treason of human rights. And the danger is great. We as politicians, yes, we know, even democratic politics cannot work without compromise. But there are also foul compromises, and we must warn against those corrupt compromises. What is the price that has to be paid during those nuclear negotiations in front of what has been conjured up by Ms. Rajavi? Yes, I know. There are many prejudices, especially since 2013 and 14, there have sprung up new prejudices. We think that Islam is a violent religion. This has been proven wrong with very strong words. It has been rejected. And what is now on the agenda is fighting for democratic Islam, fighting for those objectives that were on the minds of those who fought in the Arab Spring and in Egypt. We should not Leave them alone in this fight.
Es ist unbekannt,
It
wofür
is
Frau Rajavi, der
unknown
Widerstandsrat, mit der Stärkung der Frauen
how Ms. Rajavi
von
and
Männern
the
inzwischen
Council
akzeptiert
of
ist,
National
eintritt.
Resistance, what they are committed
Und da
to,
möchte ich nochmal darauf drängen,
by women and also by men.
dass es hier
Let me
den
insist
demokratischen
upon this fact.
Islam,
It's about democratic
die
Islam.
Anerkennung der
It's about the
Menschenrechte
recognition
für alle
of human
Menschen
rights
geht,
for all human
ausnahmslos.
beings, without any
dass es hier
exception.
darum geht, Trennung
The
von
point
Staat
here
und
is
Religion.
the separation of the
den
state and religion.
Unglaublichen
It is
Missbrauch,
against
den wir
this
im Augenblick
unbelievable abuse that we are witnessing with reference to Islam,
in Bezug auf den Koran
referring to Quran.
miterleben. Und gerade Frau Rajavi
It has been especially Ms.
alles,
Rajavi
was sie uns
that
heute vorgetragen
has
hat, erneut
brought it home to us
vorgetragen hat.
once again.
Erlebt,
She has
ertragen,
lived through it.
bekämpft,
She had to witness it.
verloren,
She
wieder
fought against
aufgestanden und
it.
wieder
She lost
gekämpft.
everything. She got
sie hat
up to
uns
her
heute
feet again.
ermutigt.
She's
Gebt
continued
nicht
fighting.
auf.
She has
Das
encouraged
wäre
us
der
once
Wahnsinn.
again. Do not give
wäre
up.
auch
That
der
would be
Verzicht
folly.
auf
It
das,
would
was wir in
also
langen Kämpfen
be
in Europa
tantamount to
und in Teilen
renouncing
der Welt
all
erreicht
those
haben.
values
Das
that
ist
we
die
have achieved in
wichtigste
Europe and in parts of
dann
the world.
möchte ich
That
so
is the
lange
most
hier
important mission.
bekannt
As
machen
long
mit
as
dem
I'm
jüngsten
standing here,
Buch,
I
das
would
in
like
diesen
to
Tagen
make you acquainted
anlässlich
with this
ihres
most
Kommens
recent book
nach Berlin
that
auch
has
erschienen
been
ist.
published recently in
Frauen
occasion.
gegen den
Women
Fundamentalismus,
Against Fundamentalism,
gegen Intoleranz
against intolerance,
und für
and
Gleichstellung,
for
Gleichberechtigung,
equality and equal
für
rights,
Aufklärung
for
und
enlightenment,
Frieden.
for information,
Deswegen
and for peace.
Zurzeit herrschen die
Therefore,
Waffen wieder in
right
der Welt.
now it's the weapons that are
rufe Ihnen allen
speaking
zu,
around the world.
die Waffen
I
haben noch
call
nie
upon
Frieden
you.
gebracht.
Weapons have
Sie haben oft
never brought
Stopp
peace.
von Gewalt erreicht.
They have
Aber
never,
wir müssen
well,
mehr
they
leisten,
have led
als
to
mit Waffen Frieden zu
stopping
erreichen.
violence, but we must reach out for far
das ist
more
Ihre
than
Botschaft.
just reaching peace only through
erlebe
weapons.
in Camp
That is your
Liberty.
message. What I'm seeing in Camp
Daran
Liberty,
müssen wir heute denken.
and that's what we have to
welcher
consider today,
persönlichen Ausdauer,
the
mit welcher
perseverance,
Standhaftigkeit
the tenacity and the stubbornness with which you go through all this suffering.
dass ihnen
You
der
give us
Schutz
hope,
gewährt wird.
but we must also look at the world. We
Der
must hope
Schutz,
that
mit dem
protection
sie in
is given to
Freiheit
you.
kommen. Es ist ja lächerlich,
Protection
wenn wir
with those who come in
150
freedom. It is a laughing matter if we have 150 refugees that we cannot bring to Germany. 2,600 people remaining in Camp Liberty need safe countries where they can live the same values that we live today. That must our message to Camp Liberty, where there is much misery and much need. I would call upon you to read this book, where you can find all those things that you have just heard. Also will you find the 10 major points for freedom, right, and justice, for the strengthening of women. Again and again I see it, and quite often I hear women, even women saying, you cannot do anything about it. No, I would reply to them, you can do a lot of things. We are not powerless. We are much more powerful than we might think. Yes, it is right that fundamentalism does not respect human life, that misogyny and enmity against women are the leading principles. Yes, but women have shown they can be stronger in Iran, in South Africa, in large parts of the world. And I'm sure once you have read this, be it in German or in English, you will be convinced of this fighting spirit. you will feel new strength and vigor day in, day out. You will no longer say, I cannot do anything. Human beings are not powerless. They are able to create something better. Not paradise, but something better. Thank you very much.